Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you my TNA review for June 17th, 2015, and I haven't actually started watching the show yet, but I'm watching it off that wrestling site again, so I'm gonna watch it in parts. I'm gonna watch part one, then I'm gonna watch part two. So I think there's a lot of enjoyable things to probably enjoy on the show. They're gonna have the contract signing between Kurt Angle and Ethan Carter III, or EC3 for short, for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match in the future. Um, they're gonna have I have no idea, but I guess that could be good. We're just gonna have to wait and see how TNA goes, but let's hope this is a good show. We're gonna have to wait and see. So let's find out. Okay, so we get the Pope D'Angelo Gennaro and Josh Matthews on commentary for this show. And the show starts off with showing a tribute video to Dusty Rhodes, which I thought was kind of cool because I don't know if you guys know this. Dusty Rhodes, when TNA was kind of first starting out, was in TNA for a little bit. So I thought it was kind of cool they paid tribute to Dusty Rhodes. They showed like his moments when he was in TNA, and then they showed some old footage. But I thought it was kind of cool that they paid tribute to Dusty Rhodes here. Um, and then we get the contacts contract signing for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match, and it's between TNA World Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle and EC3. And we find out that this match is actually gonna take place on July 1st at Bell to Bell, which is gonna be kind of cool. Um, it's gonna take place at Bell to Bell. It's gonna be like a show with non-stop action. I think that could be kind of cool. And they both come out. Mike Tenay is the one that's kind of hosting this thing too, and EC3 talks to Kurt Angle about how he's beaten all these great names, but all these names, when he talks about these names and he uses like the nickname without actually saying it, it was kind of cool. And he said that all these guys you've beaten have been beaten, and I haven't. I have never been pinned in this ring. Um, and he says that he doesn't just look at the TNA World Heavyweight Championship as just a title. He looks at it as a torch, and he's gonna take the torch from Kurt Angle. And then he signs the contract, and Kurt Angle talks about how he's been to so many of these things, and he says that he still believes that he is the best wrestler in the world today. And he says that he's beaten a lot of greats and some other things, and then he talks about EC3 says that he's beaten Kurt Angle before, and Kurt Angle said that he was injured then, but he's much healthier now, and he's gonna get an ass kicking at Bell to Bell. Then they both sign the contract, and we find out that throughout the next 2 weeks, this week and next week, they're both gonna have matches, and the other guy is gonna be able to pick their opponent. So EC3's up first, and Kurt Angle picked up Lashley to beat his opponent, and Lashley comes out in points at EC3. I thought the segment was fine. It was pretty simple. I didn't mind it. It was a nice way to build up the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match. So then Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards of the Wolves come out. So the Wolves come out, and Davey Richards says that they came to TNA as one of the greatest tag teams in the world, and talk about how they love wrestling. And they say that when you hold those TNA World Tag Team Championships, it means you're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And they talk about all the tag teams that they've beaten. And then they get to the Dirty Heels, which consist of Bobby Roode and Austin Aries. And they talk about how they've beaten them two straight, and they signed up for these best of five tag team series um, to see who was the best wrestling team of all time. They didn't sign up for it to do a bunch of cheating. Because they talk about how they cheated to win. And Davey Richards says, "Fool me once, shame on you." And then he goes to say that old catchphrase, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." But then when he goes to say, "Fool me twice," no, actually, you won't fool me twice. And then Eddie Edwards talks about how you want to cheat like that. That's fine. And he wants to get match 4 of the tag team series of the best of 5 tag team series. He wants to do it right now. Bobby Roode comes out, so they pretty much established that the Dirty Heels are heels. I don't know if they're actually officially heels, but they're the heels in these feuds, which makes sense because they're called the Dirty Heels. And he says that Austin Aries, after his match last week with Kurt Angle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, Austin Aries wasn't medically cleared to compete, so they can't have the match. And they say that they're going to decide when they can have the 4th match in the best of 5 series. And the Wolves both want to have a one-on-one match with Bobby Roode, and Bobby Roode says no. But Bobby Roode says that if you want me this bad, we're going to make a stipulation for this match. And the stipulation is whoever wins the singles match gets to pick the stipulation in the 4th match of the best of 5 tag team series. And they accept, and Eddie Edwards is going to face him, since he hit him in the back with the steel chair, which I thought made sense. And that was that. I thought this promo was pretty good here. I liked it. And then we get Eddie. So we get that match. Eddie Edwards with Davey Richards ringside versus Bobby Roode. Eddie Edwards hits a sick dive on Bobby Roode, and then he targets his arm throughout much of the match, and he destroys him. I thought that was kind of cool. And then Bobby Roode dominates the match. He hits a sick face first suplex right onto Edwards, which I thought was cool. And then Edwards makes a comeback. He hits a wicked heel kick on him, and he hits like some sick chops in the corner, which was cool. And then he goes, and then he hits a back chin breaker on Roode, which was cool, which is another good spot. Then Roode goes for the Roode bomb. Edwards counters. Then he goes to go off the top rope to do his double stomp. And then Roode moves out of the way and hits a spine buster on him, and Edwards kicks out. Then eventually Roode starts kind of spits into Davey Richards' face, and he gets up on the apron, and the referee gets distracted by him. Then Austin Aries comes out with the steel chair, hands it to Roode. He goes to use it, and Edwards reverses it into a roll-up and gets the win. I thought that was kind of a surprise. I liked that finish there, and I thought it was pretty good stuff. Then afterwards, the Wolves announced that they're gonna have a Full Metal Mayhem match in the 4th match of the series. Which, if you don't know what that is, it's pretty much like a tables, ladders, and chairs match. You can use that type. It's pretty much like a TLC match. But I thought that was a good match overall. And then they show a video package for Lashley talking about how dominant he is. I thought that was fine. And then Jeremy Borash is supposed to interview Blam's next opponent, because he's doing this gimmick every week where he challenges a past TNA superstar. And it ends up being Joseph Polk, which I thought didn't make any sense because I thought they killed this angle off. And Joseph Polk talks about these stories about how he lost everything. He's no longer an attorney because he lost his job. He's not a TNA superstar anymore. And he invested all his money into Tout, which was like a social media account. And that didn't really work out for him. It didn't work out. I was wondering what happened to Tout, too. I think I set up a Tout account. I don't even remember. I never used it. But then Joseph Polk says he's going to be like a top guy, but he doesn't say it right. He's going to be one of the top guys or something like that. And then he doesn't really know what the win is. So they're still doing that gimmick. I don't really like it. It doesn't make any sense because we already know Joseph Polk's abyss, so I don't really think that makes any sense. And another thing is Joseph Polk's been wrestling. Joseph Polk wrestled. I understand you can have some ring rust, but Joseph Polk wrestled like in 2013, 2014, 2012 time, and he really hasn't figured it out by now. It's all bullshit. So then Brand's backstage, like, heading to his match, and the only reason I'm mentioning this is because he lays out the cameraman backstage. I guess that was fine. It was just kind of like, what was the point, I guess? And then they show a Drew Galloway video package about what wrestling means to him, tells people to stand up for wrestling. They're still doing that gimmick. I don't mind the gimmick. It's just, I guess it is what it is, I guess. It's not bad gimmick. I just didn't really care for it. They're not really doing anything with Drew Galloway. I feel like they should be doing something with him. Then we get Blam versus Joseph Polk. Apparently, every one of these matches is going to be like a hardcore match, which they didn't tell us, so I didn't really get why they were. So eventually they like went out chairs and stuff, and then they didn't really tell me why. But Joseph Park starts talking trash talk to Blam pretty much, and Blam beats the crap out of him. Tries to get a chair in. Joseph Park takes him down. Joseph Park tries to throw the chair at him. Um, Blam lays him out, and then he brings out a kendo stick and a table, and Joseph Park hits a low blow, starts hitting Blam with the kendo stick, hits a choke slam on him. Blam kicks out and tries to put Blam through the table, but then Blam counters into a spear through the table for the win. I thought it was kind of boring. I'm not really a huge Joseph Park fan. I haven't really. It makes Blam look good because he's beaten these past TNA legends, I guess. But like, I don't really care about these legends he's putting out. So far it's been crap. So I hope they do somebody good eventually. It does make him look strong though, so there is a positive there. So then Taryn Terrell's backstage, and Brooke and Awesome Khan are gonna have a tag team match against the other two members of the Blonde House, Jade and Marty Bell. And if they so if Brooke and Awesome Khan win, Taryn Terrell will give them a future shot at her TNA Knockouts Championship. But if they lose, they never get a shot again. So that pretty much just shows you they're gonna win right there. I'm not really liking Taryn Terrell's new role. It's a rip-off of Paige's role from WWE. And it just kind of seems like her voice is really annoying. So it is what it is, I guess. So then afterwards, it shows like a weird video package talking about how the world is burning and playtime is over, and it shows like the little thing that has the balls on the string, and they were making noise with that, and they were doing some things. So I don't know if this is a new wrestler or what, but I guess I'm going to have to wait and see. I can't really judge right now. So, right now, the match isn't over yet, but it's in the process. It's Jade and Marty Bell with Taryn Terrell inside versus Brooke and Awesome Khan. I'm just going to kind of give my thoughts about what's going on in the match so far. Jade and Marty Bell attack Brooke before Awesome Khan even comes out. Then Awesome Khan comes out. Everyone starts fighting. Awesome Khan tries to attack. No, Taryn Terrell tries to attack Awesome Khan from behind, but she just looks at her and she runs off. And then afterwards, they eventually just all the knockouts just start fighting, and eventually, Awesome Khan and I believe it was Marty Bell just getting the win, and the match starts. And right now, Jade and Marty Bell are pretty much just getting the heat on Brooke, which I expect would happen. Right now, this feels like this match is just kind of like one of those thrown together tag team matches. So that's that. But so far, TNA doesn't really seem. I'm not really. I think TNA is kind of boring right now. Oh, hold on, I hit the wrong button. So far, the only things I really enjoyed was the contract signing, the stuff with the Wolves and the Dirty Heels, the Lashley video package, and that's about it. Maybe Drew Galloway's video package and Blam laying out the cameraman backstage, but everything else has just been kind of meh. But let's see if they can impress me with part 2. Okay, so now I just finished the show, so I'm just gonna finish my review here. Alright, so the match between Jade and Marty Bell with Taryn Terrell versus Brooke and Awesome Khan continued. So eventually Brooke got the hot tag on Awesome Khan. She starts taking out Jade and Marty Bell. Brooke spears Marty Bell. Awesome Khan lays out Jade with a choke slam, and then she tags in Brooke, and she goes off Awesome Khan's shoulders and does an elbow drop on Jade and gets the win. And yeah, that was about it. The weird thing about this match was Taryn Terrell seemed pretty happy in this match. Like after the match was over, which I don't think you would think she wouldn't be happy. But it looks like she was smiling. But these are like, I guess, two of the biggest threats. At least Awesome Khan. I don't know so much about Brooke, but these two knockouts, I'll just say, are the two biggest threats to her Knockouts Championship. And she's happy they got a title shot. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Great booking. Then the next segment was really good. Chris Melendez comes out and he's gonna call out Eric Young because that makes perfect sense because they've been feuding because Eric Young pulled off his leg and because he has like a prosthetic leg, so he pulled off his leg after the hardcore match. And I think that makes perfect sense. If somebody whipped off my leg, I want to get back at him too. So he comes out, and Christy Hemme asks him what his like reaction is or something. And Chris Melendez says that he went out and fought for the United States of America in the war. And he says that he's really passionate about wrestling, but he's also passionate about his country. And then he talks about how when Eric Young whipped off his leg, he felt like he disrespected him, felt like he disrespected the men and women that fight in the wars all the time, in the army and stuff all the time, and he felt like he disrespected the United States of America. I thought that was awesome. Because the fact that he says that, it merely makes this feud personal. And then he calls out Eric Young. Eric Young comes out, and he talks about how he's not gonna trash him. He respects him for he realizes that he went out and sacrificed his body for this country, and he's not gonna take that away from him. But he doesn't care because that was before you came to TNA. What you did outside of TNA means nothing, and I thought that was awesome. He said that, and then afterwards, he talks about how he's a dangerous man, about how on wrestling he's up here and Chris Melendez is like down here, and he had this T-shirt that said "Wrestling Maniac" or something like that, and then he says that that when they have a match next week, what's gonna happen next week? Because when he pulled off his leg and choked an Olympic gold medalist, being Kurt Angle, he just did that off the fly. He didn't even think about what he was gonna do. That was just off the fly. Imagine what he's gonna do to him when he thinks about it. And Chris Melendez says he's gonna kick his ass next week. And then that was it. I thought this was very good. This feud's very simple. I really and I like this feud. I can't wait to actually see the match next week. And then we get Jesse Garders versus DJZ. I forgot to mention this last week, but after DJZ had his match, Jesse Garders came out and laid him out, and I thought this match made sense because they were both part of the Bromans, them along with Robbie E, and I thought that made total sense for them to have a match here because they used to be like tag team partners, and the match it was kind of a squash. DJZ's got some offense in, but not a lot. Jesse hits a wicked power bomb, and then he hits it in a power bomb into the turnbuckle, and then he gets DJZ in the Boston Crab, and DJZ taps out, and Jesse Garders wins. And I thought Jesse Garders looked really dominant here. When I look at him, he doesn't seem like a joke anymore. He seems like they're taking him seriously, and he has the size to be a wrestler. He doesn't have the mic skills necessarily, but I think he could be a decent star if they push him right. And then afterwards, he cuts this promo about how when he was with Robbie E and DJZ of the Bromans, he felt like a loser. And he talked about how he was like the star of the tag team because every time they won the tag team titles, he got the pinfall, which I love that he said. He even says, "Go back and watch the tapes. I got the pinfall." And he talks about how DJZ would just say boom, 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 boom all the time, and Robbie E was traveling around with some chicks, and he was training for this opportunity, and now he wants them. And he's asking DJZ what it's like to be a loser. And then he goes to attack DJZ some more, and then he goes to toss him out. And then Robbie E comes out, beats the crap out of him, and chases him off. And then that was the end of the segment. But I thought this was fine. I thought I enjoyed this. And this, I didn't like the Bromans as a tag team, but I like this feud because they were a tag team and they have a reason to go at it. So I'm fine with this. And yeah, that's about it. I thought this was good stuff here. So I like this. Yeah, I thought it was good stuff. Okay, so the next thing is Magnus comes out.
Yep.
And remember, because he saw this part with me.
Basically,
he wants to get his hands on James Storm.
By the way, stupid reason. No physical damage after getting hit by a freaking train.
I know, it was so stupid.
Yeah. And
but I don't know.
when we talk about this, I don't even know. Maybe this is a little stupid.
Yeah.
So he comes out and he's pissed. You know, you would think he would be pissed because you know his wife got hit by a train.
Yeah, you know, she's fine. No, not even a bruise.
She has emotional damage though.
Not even a bruise, though, man. You figure she had like a broken.
At least she wasn't here this week. That made a lot.
I mean, like you figure like maybe I could be okay with well maybe she like crawled out of the way, but she like broke her leg or something.
They don't even say that. They just said she suffered no physical damage.
I know, like I wouldn't find they say like she crawled out of the way before, but like the fall broke her arm or something.
I know. So, but then Magnus comes out and James Storm then comes and security comes out because and he says he's gonna take the whole show hostage until he gets his hands on James Storm.
Yeah, you know, I mean, God forbid he has a gun, you know, this good old fisticuffs.
Yeah, but the you know what I didn't get though is
what if you said that and everyone just walked out, like they stood up and walked out.
I know, but then James Storm comes out and he says that Magnus tried to make me look like I was the bad guy, but she was the bad guy, and that but he said he's
throwing bitches in train tracks. I'm pretty sure that's definitely.
But this was before that happened.
Okay, well this is like you know, well he still did it, so you know, that's a rule in the villain's handbook. You gotta try to kill your arch enemy's girl or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's normally what happens.
Yeah.
And then he said he did that by acting like a bad guy himself.
I know. Well, I mean, it's like I can name a bunch of characters who do that. Vegeta. No, not Vegeta. Sorry. I've been watching too much Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor, Joker, Doomsday, probably. You know, I'm pretty sure every villain, every Marvel character, every anime character, you name it, they probably want. Hey, you're gonna kill this lady.
And Magnus says that he even had a James Storm even said that he even had a camera guy follow his wife around. And
wonder what happened when they're off screen. Down, chicka, bow.
Yeah, that's what he was. And then it gets really. Why don't you talk about what happens next?
Oh yeah, then he first off, I do not hate WWE, but
this is TNA.
Whatever. So, again, not a big wrestling fan, but I will admit, like it looks pretty good. Like like the fights and everything, they don't look fake. But when he punched the security guards.
This happens before he punch. Remember what James Storm wins out before this even happens.
Oh yeah, there's he brings out a baby carriage with his kid, and I'm like, no, I even oh.
It was so stupid.
I know, and he just goes like boom, like when he what's his name, Magnus or whatever.
Yeah, because Magnus obviously he has every right to be pissed.
Yeah,
and
good old Tyrone Magnus, huh?
Yeah.
You don't watch him, do you? Magnus, he's a YouTuber. All right.
Okay.
Anyway.
But yeah, like you said, he beats up the security guys.
Yeah, he does. Boosh. Boosh. Thick punch.
I mean, he took down that big guy in one punch.
I know. Well, I mean, to be fair, he's a professional wrestler. So.
Yeah, but he's a big guy. You would think it would take 2 punches.
I know, but it's like wrestling. It does look good, but it just case like these, it just looks fake as hell.
Yeah. And then he attacks James Storm, and then he runs away, and then he gets really stupid after that.
Oh yeah, he kicks the baby carriage. He jumps over, and it's like a fake baby.
Yeah, it wasn't a real
baby.
And
I thought for a second they were saying it was like a real baby, and I was like, it's fake. Okay.
Well, it is a real. They thought it was.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying when he picked it up, I thought they were saying oh my god, it's an actual baby, and I was like, it's not.
And then this was just so stupid though.
Yeah, it was. It was just really, really.
Yeah, it would be one thing if they had done it. There's a way you could have done this other than the way they did it, and the way they did it was just so stupid.
I mean, there's a way they can do everything. I'm pretty sure if any of you have ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, the movie, directed by the Lord Fuck Up King Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Don't know what that's from? Check out Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah.
You will know that there's always a way to make something great, but you could always pull a Shyamalan, and what they twist, you can ruin something great.
Yeah, it was awful.
Now, Shyamalan, looking at you. You ever seen this video? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but
also whoever directed Dragon Ball Evolution.
What was worse, the train tracks or the baby carriage?
Train tracks.
Oh really?
At least he faked the baby. You know what I'm saying? He's, at least it explains okay, well now we know he didn't actually kidnap his baby.
Yeah. But that's what I thought was stupid too. I thought it was the baby. I'm like, what? He go in his house and kidnap his baby? What? And his wife is probably there, so she was just like,
fine. Just like she was just like, oh hey, thanks for pushing me train tracks. Don't worry, I somehow like pulled a Danny Phantom and like I faced through it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just ridiculously stupid. But anyhow, that's my thoughts on that segment. Any final things? Because he's not going to be in the rest of the video. Any final thoughts?
Go fuck yourself, Shyamalan. You too, Michael Bay.
Okay, so next it shows an EC3 video package. Just pretty much all his moments in TNA. And then we get the main event, EC3 with Tyrus versus Lashley. Match wasn't bad. It really picked up towards the end. They just kind of do typical moves. Tyrus is a big distraction towards EC3. He does a drop kick, and then he does a drop kick off the apron, and then he does a snap suplex on the floor. I thought that was fine. And then eventually he grabs a chair to distract the ref, but it doesn't work. And they put it in the corner. Lashley hits all his moves on him. He goes to spear him while the chair's in the corner. Lashley goes into the chair. EC3 hits a DDT and goes for the cover. Lashley kicks out. And then afterwards, what happens next? Referee takes a bump. And then Lashley spears EC3, and then Tyrus, he tries to cover him. Tyrus comes in and hits an elbow on Lashley, and EC3 goes for the cover, and a referee comes out. Lashley kicks out, and then Tyrus lays out that referee because it was another different referee. And then Tyrus lays out Lashley again. Another referee runs out. Tyrus lays out that referee because Lashley had kicked out. And then Tyrus goes to charge at Lashley in the corner. He hits him with a spear. And then EC3 comes in, hits Lashley with the chair. And then in the back with the chair. And then hits him with the 1%er for the win. And then that was the end of the show. This show was average. No, below average. Actually, I'll say average just because of the fact that you had some good stuff in there. Like the stuff with Chris Melendez and Eric Young, I thought was good. Jesse Goddard and DJZ. I like the stuff with the Dirty Heels and the Wolves. The contract signing I liked. The main event wasn't too bad of a match. Everything else was and I like the video package but for Lashley, and the video package for Drew Galloway wasn't that bad. But other than that, everything else was just kind of either average, really stupid, or just bad. So yeah, everything else was. So this was an average show this week. Next week should be a good show though, because you have a lot of good stuff next week, and it's going to be live next week. So that's something to look forward to. But that's pretty much it, guys. You can click down on the left-hand corner to subscribe, and that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.